Our industry is more than just a collection of individuals, but rather a community, linked by professional and personal connections. And while these relationships drive success and further business opportunities, they can also be harnessed to help our friends and colleagues who are most in need. Friends like Rex Griswold, a 23-year veteran of Nestle Waters North America within the food service and convenience retailing channels, and Kerry Simon, an internationally renowned chef of global fame. Though these two were linked by their shared love of our industry, they did not meet each other until recently, when they discovered they were both battling the same devastating disease. Together with Elizabeth Blau, founder of Blau & Associates and longtime friend and colleague of Kerry Simon, these three members of our community are committed to raising awareness and fundraising for a cause that needs your help. Here's their story, with Elizabeth speaking on behalf of Kerry, as he has lost the ability to speak himself.
Kerry's impact is really extraordinary. I mean, he's worked all over the world. He's really, respected and beloved by the culinary community. He was friends with all the rock stars, and it was very funny because the HR department at the Bellagio was so worried about Kerry because he looked so rock and roll, and he always, he dresses so hip and cool, and they were sure that, he must be some kind of druggie. Meanwhile, they had no idea that, Kerry's vice is green vegetable juice. His great sensitivity and style dubbed him the rock and roll chef. Does that cover it? Yeah? Okay. Kerry has been dealing with his health issues for, really 4 or 5 years now, right? And it was really just not feeling well. Kerry went for a run and had a pain in his groin, and it was an arduous journey to a diagnosis.
MSA stands for multiple system atrophy. It's essentially an atypical form of Parkinson's. It has the classic problems, oftentimes with tremor, stiffness, slowness, problems walking, but in a much more severe, more rapidly progressive form, and in addition, has a number of other problems.
And once you get to the understanding of what you have, there's no relief. It's even more frustrating because it's a disease that has no cure, and there is no way to stop the progression.
Fluctuations in blood pressure, problems with heart rate, sleep, swallowing, speech. It's ultimately a fatal disease.
His mind is as sharp as ever, but unfortunately, his body is starting to fail him. It's incredibly frustrating, is that inaccurate?
This is someone who was like you or I 3 or 4 years ago, and now is in a wheelchair, unable to perform his duties that he loved to do. It robs you of the things that you like to do. That's one of the things that gets to me the most as a physician, and it's through work that Rex and Kerry and others are doing that raise the funds, that then gets translated into meaningful science to better understand, diagnose, and treat the condition. That's really going to ultimately allow us to do things that are more meaningful.
We went online to learn about it and saw this incredible video and learned about this incredible man, Rex Griswold.
You realize that you're not alone, and through the Rex Griswold Foundation and Kerry Simon's foundation, we're going to bring everybody together, and we're going to raise money at Fair 15 to help the awareness and funding for MSA. The money we raise is going to go to the Lou Ruffo Brain Center in Las Vegas. It's where Kerry goes, and I believe that Dr. Walsh and his group is doing the most of anybody right now from an MSA standpoint.
The same protein that goes wrong in MSA goes wrong in Parkinson's and goes wrong in other neurodegenerative diseases like Lewy body disease. If you develop a drug and you want to see if it has an effect, it's actually very difficult to know that in diseases like Alzheimer's disease or Parkinson's disease, which are slowly progressive. You have to do long trials over long periods of time to really get enough data to say, yes, this particular drug really is impacting the progression of this disease. Because MSA is so rapidly progressive, it becomes fairly clear within 6 to 12 months, not 2 to 3 years, whether your drug really is slowing the progression or stopping the progression. So what we learn in MSA absolutely has a chance to impact Parkinson's, DLB, even Alzheimer's disease. We are faced with a crisis in healthcare that we're only beginning to see with neurodegenerative disease. And if we don't address it, meaning if we don't better understand the diseases like Alzheimer's, MSA, Parkinson's, ALS, if we don't develop more meaningful cures that stop or slow the progression in a significant way, we are going to essentially bankrupt our ability to provide health care. And more importantly, these are people who have devoted their lives to whatever it is that they're doing in their career and with their families. And right at the peak of when they should be able to appreciate that, these diseases take that away.
This is a truly heinous disease, and so please help support Kerry Simon, help support Rex Griswold, and please help support us fight MSA.
To join the fight and raise awareness, please donate now at questtocureMSA.com.